Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of our F1 Championship Edition career mode. Now, we had an alright race in Indianapolis in the last round, actually quite a decent race, got some points on the board, but now we've got a French Grand Prix in Magny-Cours, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is one of my favourite tracks of all time, and on this game we are absolutely rapid, so I'm not going to bore you with anything else. We're going to get straight into the Grand Prix.
The wonderfully serene
right, now obviously round here we put it on pole in the Super Aguri last year, then we had an absolute shocker in the race actually. I think it rained, so fingers crossed it remains bone dry. A lot like the women I'm with. That was a bit of a dodgy one there, wasn't it? But anyway, we're straight out on track. 13 and a bit minutes to go. Villeneuve is currently fastest with a 16.4, but we should absolutely annihilate that at any given cost. Now, the bit... why is it so jaggedy? Why is it so jaggedy? Obviously I did this post-recording, but you know what? It's looking rough. Looking rough.
Christian Albers sets a new qualifying
it does look rough, doesn't it? What's going on here? Anyway, we've crossed the line with a 14.5. That actually is probably good enough to get us through to Q2, quite frankly, but we found 2 tenths. And we've bashed it. Whoa, Disney point, man.
We'll continue in
but anyway, we are through to Q2. We were fastest. Webber's out in Q1. He's had a stinker. Ede's miles off the pace. Get him out of the car.
The numbers are cold from 22
but anyway, we're into
to 16.
Q2. We've got Q2. Now, I'm thinking nothing less than pole is acceptable today because of the pace we're showing. Villeneuve is back in fastest with a 16.6 this time. We've lost 2 tenths somewhere, but that's fine. But we are mighty, and I think the bits that we are mighty at are the 2 quick chicanes. So the one we've got coming up here, where you just chuck it because it's flat. See, absolutely outrageously quick. And then we've got the one that's following up here, which is just absolutely right. Chuck it in. Try not to eat too much of the down corner because you end up with an invalidated lap. Right, we go again. But we stormed to it at a 15.9, so even with us slowing down, we would have been provisional pole. That's the pace we're showing here. But we have lost 7 tenths of a second. We didn't cheat that time, even though I took as much curb. I don't understand this game and its corner cutting strictness. We crossed it up with a 14.3, and it was a dodgy middle sector as well. But there we are through to Q3. Our teammate Ralf Schumacher down in 12th place with a 15.8. We were rapid, but we're not going to waste no time in Q3. So we're straight up, we are a little bit wide. You want to be on the power like mid-corner and then just hang on. Alonso with a 15.7 sits top of the timesheets as we speak. But we know we have the pace for pole position today. A little bit wide. That's not great. It's not been a clean lap. This is our first lap in Q3 and it's been a bit up and down, but that's fine. We know there's pace in the car, so we will continue to do a few more laps and see what is... Honestly, I'm going to spin this game into oblivion in a minute. Right, but this is our actual... Well, actually, I suppose the last one was our first lap. This is our second lap, but fingers crossed we didn't get done for scrubbing this time. Did find just under a tenth in the first sector though. What we found in the second, we found nearly 2 tenths. We see this is when I get done for scrubbing at that corner, I'm then over cautious on the following lap. But we've just got this dodgy final chicane to navigate, lump it over, cross the line, 15.6, provisional pole.
Michael Schumacher, Giancarlo
but
Fisichella,
still not too sure because it was only a tenth or 2 in it. So we think head back out, get a lap or 2 up onto the board because they do improve at the end of the session. So if we can find a couple of tenths maybe here, that should absolutely guarantee us pole position for the French Grand Prix. But we have lost half a tenth in the first sector. But the first sector is where we are acing it, so I'm not too worried about it being because it's essentially the same time. It's this sector, sector 2, where all the time is to be gained, and we have found a tenth and a bit in, and actually it's fantastic as we dance over the grass and get the car stopped for the right hander back on the power nice and early. Now you've got a short burst down to what's not really that much of a heavy braking point. You do need to get on the brakes nicely, and that's poor through there, but then absolutely harass the chicanes, lump it over to 15 dead. That should be good enough. And it is good enough. We are on pole by nearly 5 or over 5 tenths of a second. Let's get to it. Please be wet.
Welcome to Manicourt, 2.6 miles of the smoothest tarmac you'll ever find. This is the French Grand Prix. Manicourt, the current home of the French Grand Prix, is situated in idyllic countryside and was originally designed to incorporate features from other famous circuits. This is why some of its corners take their names from other Grand Prix venues. The track itself has one of the best surfaces on the Formula One calendar, but its tight layout can make overtaking quite difficult. Pretty much perfect weather conditions for racing here today, so we should see some very competitive lap times during this race. You have pole. Next to him in second is Fernando Alonso. Jenson Button goes from third. Fourth is Rubens Barrichello. Fifth is Michael Schumacher. Giancarlo Fisichella is next to him in sixth. Felipe Massa lines up seventh. Heidfeld will start from eighth.
Start again at split, go. Alright, on the grid now. This is our second pole position of the season. We have Alonso behind us, Button behind us, Barrichello behind us. We are waiting for the 5 lights. Are they going to turn green?
The race is go, go,
They don't turn green actually, they just go out. And we have got an absolutely fantastic start. We have maintained the lead into turn 1. And we know that sometimes Renault, maybe sometimes Benetton, like launch control. Actually, launch control was a thing back then, wasn't it? Ooh. I also try to undercut us on me. You see that? Show us what? Try to square to me in turn 2. Anyway, they've got rapid speed in a straight line. I never got a Works Toyota engine, but it is slow. So slow. But we defend the inside into the hairpin. And that's going to allow Barrichello to dive at the inside of Fernando Alonso. It is not going to happen today. Alonso at his team's home Grand Prix in the land of France. And we have navigated the first sector, first half of the lap I should say, really, in first place. Now I've dropped the laps down just so we can get a few more races in. I don't have a heap of time to make videos anymore, so we're going to drop them down. It should still be enjoyable. 1.5 at the end of the first lap. But there was an absolute calamity at the final corner, so he would dance over that final chicane. And then Heidfeld has spun round. He's collected a couple of cars. And he's with Webber, Heidfeld's there. I think that's a M1 Racing. Absolute disaster of them. But we have got 2 second lead at the front of the grid. We just slammed the lap record for this track. We are dancing off into the distance in our Panasonic Toyota. Absolutely fantastic. Now this is one of my big tracks. Like Monaco in this is, if I drive well, guaranteed a win. So that's 2 wins in the season. We need to find a couple more and consistent points. We could definitely fight for a championship later on in the career mode. However, I am wanting one of the big 3 teams, really. It might have to sacrifice a season or so as a test driver, but we will see. I won't do videos on it being a test driver. It'll be like a 1 video thing, so don't worry, I won't bore you if we end up a test driver. But currently, we lead by 7.3 seconds. But that's because Fernando Alonso has come into the pits. A lot of cars behind us are coming to the pit. Button, Raikkonen, Schumacher, our teammate, and Scott Speed have not yet come into the pits, but we're going to dance down pit lane. And now we need a good stop. Now, can we get a good stop? And we need to get the buttons correct because we made a bit of a hash of it in... No, that's slow. We're going to make a hash of it. Lightning quick there. Front off, rear off. Waiting for the triangle and X. And it's circled to leave the pits. And 9.8 is shocking. But we had a bit of an advantage at the front of the field. So fingers crossed we haven't lost anything. We're going to come out in second place. And we know our teammate isn't literally leading this Grand Prix. So we know he has to come into the pits probably at the end of this lap. Very late, it's the second lap. But we're going to dip off the track. Thankfully, we have got a nice, healthy advantage behind us, and that advantage is we're going to get a penalty for this. 6 seconds! It takes so long. I know it takes 6 seconds. I'm aware of how counting works. Oh my days. But Ralf Schumacher has come into the pits, and we have regained the lead of this Grand Prix. We've just 1 and a bit laps to go. We lead the race. Cheers, James. Barrichello is second, Button is third, Raikkonen is fourth, Visick is fifth. I'm not sure what's happened to Fernando. But we are going to start the last lap of this Grand Prix, keep it clean, and we could take our second Grand Prix victory of our career and the second for Toyota. And it's been an easy win. We haven't really been threatened as we round the final chicane and we win the French Grand Prix Season 2. Let's go. Alonso's blown up. Oh, it's a travesty for him in his home Grand Prix. That'll be a mare for him.
Another exciting Grand Prix here in France, and it's a great start to this second spell in Europe. We're here for a total of 4 races, and the schedule reads like this: Germany in 2 weeks' time, Hungary and Turkey in August, and Italy in September. There will be an extended break after that before we pile on the air miles again as we fly out to the Far East for China and Japan. This phase of the season is set to be very interesting indeed. All of the European circuits ahead of us are infamous for unpredictable weather, but famous for their high-speed thrills and spills. See you in 2 weeks when we head over to Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix.
Well, actually, I'm very delighted with that. A win, 10 fresh points. Toyota are obviously over the moon. A froth for me. They are frothing for me. Couple of failed tests in there, but we ignore them. Alright, don't need to look too much into them, boys. But if we take a little look at the Drivers' Championship, there we have it. Fernando Alonso leads by just 2 points ahead of Giancarlo Fisichella. Schumacher is in third. Massa's dropped back a little bit in 4th place. Montoya is there or thereabouts. After that, there's a bit of a gap. And we are in 7th, 32 points. Not too far off Rubens Barrichello in his Honda. So, there we have it. If you've enjoyed this video, please join us next time for the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is an absolute lie. Please join us next time for the Hungarian... No, I've just said it to a German Grand Prix. No, I fucking think of shit.